Hello, viewers. It's your girl, Ruby Fangirl. What a great way to start, beginning of April. And also, it's April Fool's Day. No, I'm not gonna be doing, some jokes and stuff like that, because I'm not really that kind of person that would do that. So, we all know, the fan base. A nice community that, likes to talk about, characters and basically anything that you like. But there's also a dark side to, this kind of community, where they're basically gonna roast, basically everything. And also, they would also roast on other characters from shows. More specifically, some popular ones. Because they'll also, they'll just see them as they're just there to be a love interest, and also to be, they're just being hated. The hate part is definitely understandable, because there are, moments, in shows that definitely show it. But over time, they would get better. But for the purpose of this, I'll do, why, these specific characters are hated in another time, if this video gets, reaches a decent amount of popularity. And because we all know that there are, some characters that do exist just to be a love interest, and people really just hate that just because, they have, no existence to be there. But if you look a little deeper into that, in some specific characters and shows, you see that they are more than just love interests. And in today's video, we're going to stick to two characters. From two characters that both have, the same thing. Seen as love interests, but if you look at it a little bit deeper, they're more than that. I'm, of course, talking the mysterious Blake Belladonna and the intelligent Caitlin Karaman. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about these two, but I'm not going to make them, this as long. I will point out, a few things why, in my perspective, that they're more than just love interests. So let's start off with Blake. So at first, you see her as kind of a mystery, because we didn't know much about her in the early volumes and stuff like that. But what we do know at that point in time, that she did have a partner. A terrible partner that she finally realized, yeah, I need to go. So she just left him after Adam destroyed, a giant mech. And from that point, she was not really, getting, into the romantic part, because, at that point, she just wanted to finish off, school and just go out on their merry way. But even though that would change once that she meets the rest of her team, more specifically, Yang, that would change her life forever. And while, yes, they do have, the best chemistry, trust me, they are freaking couple goals. But there are, moments throughout, the RWBY series that Blake has, done stuff without, basically Yang being there. Because I'm only gonna stick to Yang, because unlike Caitlin that only, relies on, Vi most of the time, for Blake, on the other hand, she basically has, Sun by her side, in volumes 4 and 5. But for the purpose of this, we're just gonna stick, to Yang, because since we all know that these two would end up together in volume 9. So we're gonna stick to that. Because keep in mind, in volume 1, she was able to, defeat, figure out the Nevermore in just in a quick second after, realizing, yeah, the Nevermore's too hard, to be killed in volume 1. So, yeah, she did it, all by herself. So, yeah, there you go. But, without any help, okay? Then in volume 4, she tried, to help, save, the people, from the Sifei Long that attacked. Well, we already knew that, yes, she definitely needed help because, the Sifei Long is freaking massive. But she did, a decent amount, to challenge against, the Sifei Long, and then basically, hold it back with a little bit of Sun's help, even though it does not really go well, because Sun's more of, just a get-done-to-with kind of guy. That's just my kind of thing. But the bow managed, to defeat the Sifei Long and stuff like that, so, yeah. But it does prove that Blake can actually handle things on her own. And most specifically in volume 6, because once, like, she learned that Adam was freaking stalking her, like, throughout, like, almost the entire, like, volume of volume 6, it's like, she had, like, to fight him against herself until Yang, like, finally showed up at the nick of time. So, well, probably not the nick of time, because she doesn't immediately get to, like, them fighting, but, like, let's just say, like, it took her, like, 3 minutes to realize oh crap, my girl's in danger, I gotta go. Well, that's just mainly because she hasn't been, like, calling because Adam frickin' showed up. So, yeah. And she had, like, to hold him back, but she does not kill him. Not at this time, because she just really has, like, a good way of trying to tell people, because she's not really, like, the person who wants to kill people. Like, you know what I mean? Well, even though that she was forced to kill him because she would, like, go after, like, her and her girlfriend no matter what. And also, as, like, a viewer's perspective, that would get really annoying, so that's kind of understandable, at least on my end. Those are probably, like, the best, like, examples of her, like, being more than just a love interest. But there are, like, just a couple, like, snippets of, like, in volume 9 where she, like, you know, becomes, like, a little bit more of, like, a leader. Like, in the first episode, she realized, I think that we're in a fairy tale. Because, I mean, she's the bookworm type. Of course she's going to figure it out. Then in episode 2, she's, like really excited about this. Like basically throughout, like episode, like, 1 all the way till episode 5, she was basically kind of, like, the leader of it. Because, you know, Ruby was in, like, her, like, not the greatest state. So, yeah, that's understandable. But I do get in volume 9... when it comes to, like, the hate chart, there is something there, but we'll get to that when I talk about, like why that she is hated. So we'll get to that later or another time. And you got to admit, Blake can actually do stuff without, like, being with Yang, but for the most part that she does. But I still love Bumblebee with all my heart, and you can't say no to Bumblebee, at least in my opinion. And there comes Caitlin Kierman from Arcane. While this one is kind of a little bit more easier to understand than Blake, because unlike Blake that she does rely on other people because she needs help most of the time, Caitlin has proved that she can do, like, more stuff without Vi being there, more specifically in episode 4. Because she literally solved out the crime while literally no one else did. She basically just became, like, the Sherlock Holmes of Arcane in that episode. So, and guess what? The termination? Like, literally after, like the area was, like, there was, like, an area, like, that was on fire because Jinx tried to steal, like, I think they were called, like, a power ball or something? I don't know what they're called, but they do, like, power up, like, hex tech kind of, like, material. Like, it's kind of confusing because I don't know much about League of Legends, okay? I'm sorry. I'm only just sticking with the show, okay? And guess what? Literally, like, right after, like she got, like, the place got blown up and she's the only one surviving because main character syndrome, you know what I mean? Like, she literally just immediately went to dive into the freaking case. Like, just to, like, seriously, that's how determined Cait is. And how, like, kind of smart that she is. I mean, literally episode 4 just proves that how intelligent that Cait is. But she had to rely on someone else because keep in mind, she's basically, like, Weiss in this situation. Why am I saying that? Because she has been, like, sheltered from, like, the outside world, like, for almost her entire life. So, yeah, it's understandable why does she needed, like, someone, like, to help her with the lanes and stuff like that. And that, of course, was Vi. So, yeah, bear with me on that. And for the most part, they normally just stick, like, together and stuff like that. Because, like, literally, like, for the whole entire show. Or season 1, basically. But when it comes to season 2, oh boy. She does, like, a lot of things all by herself just to get what she wants. And in season 2, I am mixed about, about Cait in this season, so when we do, like, the hated character, like, video, I would go on a rant on this. While I do like Cait, I still do, but season 2 made me, like, change it, like, her perspective, more specifically in Act 1. Like, I could go about it, but but mainly in like, but we're just gonna stick to like more than just love interest part, okay? That in like the basically the second act, she mostly did most of the like try to do things like herself, because since at this point that she's a freaking commander, so yeah. But also that in like the finale, she basically like just aren't like distracted, like invested enough, all the way to the point that she sacrificed her like her right eye, like to like basically so she'll and Bessa can like get destroyed by like the Black Rose. Look, I heard about like the Black Rose and I still don't understand what it is, okay? League of Legends fans, please tell me in the comments, or diehard Arcane fans, please tell me in the comments what the hell is the Black Rose. The show like literally like tells us, but it doesn't really explain like a lot. So please tell me. So those are my personal opinions on like they're more than just love interests. But I know there's other YouTubers that do it so much better, but this is my personal take. I hope you guys understand that. So I want to know from you guys. Do you guys think that they're more than just love interests? And if this video does get some popularity, I will do why these two are hated in the fan base, and why personally I think like one of them is a lot more better compared to the other. So we'll stick to that. And I'll see you guys in the next video.